y'all, welcome back to my channel. As many of you may know, my name is Stephanie and I appreciate y'all being here. Fall is quickly approaching and I cannot wait to bring those cozy autumn vibes into my home. Today I'm sharing 6 super easy, budget-friendly DIY fall decor ideas that will instantly make your space feel warm and inviting without spending a fortune. Whether you're a seasoned crafter or just looking for some quick weekend projects, these ideas are perfect for adding a personal touch to your autumn decorating. Let's go ahead and jump right in. For this project, I used one of these signs from the Dollar Tree and started by removing the metal rabbit as well as the hanger and all of the paper from the front. I then used Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster to paint the entire sign front and back with one good coat. Once that was dry, I took some matte Mod Podge and applied a generous layer to the front of the sign and set it aside to completely dry. Next, I used these 2 sheets of scrapbook paper from this paper pack that I picked up on sale at Hobby Lobby. I placed the paper on the front of the sign, making sure the lines on both pieces lined up perfectly, and when I was happy with the placement, I placed a piece of parchment paper on top, then used my Cricut Easy Press Mini to reactivate the Mod Podge and secure the paper to the sign, making sure to pay extra close attention along the edges to make sure it was fully adhered. With the paper in place, I flipped the sign over and placed it on a cutting mat, then used a sharp utility knife to carefully cut along the edges to remove the excess paper. Once I had the excess removed, I took a finger sander and sanded off any paper left along the edges for a clean finished look. Next, I used this willow wreath that I've had in my stash for a few years that originally came from the Dollar Tree and some of this burlap fabric from Walmart. I cut a piece of the burlap large enough to cover the back of the wreath and used hot glue to secure it in place, making sure to work in sections, keeping the burlap pulled tight. After it was attached, I took some scissors and cut off any excess that was hanging over the edges. I then used Waverly chalk paint in the color pumpkin to paint the front of the wreath as well as the burlap with one good coat. Once that was dry, I used hot glue to attach the wreath to the center of the sign. Next, I took one of these cinnamon sticks and cut it in half and used hot glue to attach one of the halves to the sign right above the wreath off to the right side to create the pumpkin stem. I wanted the stem to be a little more bulky, so I went ahead and used hot glue to attach the other half of the cinnamon stick on top of the first half. I then took some of this burlap ribbon from the Dollar Tree and cut a small piece just big enough to fit inside the pumpkin and frayed the edges for a more rustic look. I applied a few drops of hot glue along the edges of the burlap and placed it down inside the pumpkin at the bottom, and then took this Hello Autumn wooden cutout from this pack that I got at the Dollar Tree and used hot glue to attach it to the center of the brown burlap. Next, I took some of this green burlap ribbon, also from the Dollar Tree, and cut off the wired edges and cut the pieces in half long ways to get a few strips to create this messy bow, tying it together with some jute cord. I then used hot glue to attach it to the base of the stem. I also used some raffia to tie a bigger bow and used hot glue to attach it on top of the green messy bow. Then, to finish up this project, I carefully ripped each of the pieces of raffia in the bow tail for a more messy and rustic look, and this one is finished. I think this one turned out really cute and it was so quick and easy to make. Moving on to project number 2. For this project, I used 53 of these number 0 hardwood biscuits that I picked up at Harbor Freight and started by using a finger sander to smooth out the edges and remove the design and number from the front of each biscuit. I then used apple barrel paint in the color Toasted Marshmallow to paint the front and sides of 16 of the biscuits. I also used Faux paint in the color Cardinal Red to paint the front and sides of 16 biscuits, and Faux paint in the color Pueblo to also paint the front and sides of 16 biscuits. I used apple barrel paint in the color Marsh Green to paint the front and sides of the remaining 5 biscuits and set them all aside to dry. I also used 3 of these wooden half beads that I got on Amazon and used Faux paint in the color Moon Yellow to paint the front and sides of each bead. I also went ahead and used some Waverly antique wax to slightly distress them. Next, I took one of these square wooden hanging signs from the Dollar Tree and used Waverly antique wax to stain the entire piece front and back after removing the hanger. Once that was dry, I replaced the hanger by feeding it back through the holes at the top of the sign and tying it in a knot on the front side and snipped off any excess jute. Starting with the 16 toasted marshmallow biscuits, I used hot glue to attach 8 of them in the shape of a flower in the middle of the sign. I found it easiest to lay out the biscuits in the shape that I wanted and then glue them into place to keep them as even as possible. I also made sure to only apply just enough glue on the back side so that it would stick but not ooze around the edges. Once I had the first 8 biscuits in place, I used hot glue to attach one of the half beads to the center and then more hot glue to attach the remaining 8 toasted marshmallow biscuits on top of the first layer, placing them between each of the bottom biscuits to finish the top layer of the flower so that it looks like this. I then used the other biscuits to create the other 2 flowers on the sign, staggering them so that they were not all at the same height. Next, I grabbed 3 sticks from my front yard and placed one under the first flower, cut it to size, and used hot glue to attach it to the sign to create the flower stem. I repeated this step using the other 2 sticks to add stems to the other 2 flowers. Once the stems were in place, I arranged the green biscuits for the leaves and used hot glue to secure them in place. I then used these 1-inch letters from Hobby Lobby to spell out the word welcome and used Anita's acrylic paint in the color white to paint the front and sides of each letter. Once they were dry, I used hot glue to attach them to the sign at the top, using a ruler to help keep them even and straight. Then, to finish up this project, I created 3 small shoestring bows using some jute twine from the Dollar Tree and used hot glue to attach one to each of the flower stems right under the flower, and this one is finished. I love the way this one turned out, and I think it's the perfect transition piece from summer to fall. Jumping into project number 3. For this project, I used this mug decor piece from the Dollar Tree and started by removing the paper from the front and using a miter saw to cut off the top of the straw. I then used Faux art paint in the color apple red to paint the entire mug front, back, and sides with 2 good coats. Once that was dry, I wrote out in pencil the recipe for apple cider and drew an apple in the middle and used Anita's acrylic paint in the color white along with a fine tip paintbrush to paint it. After that was dry, I sketched out a drip along the top of the mug above the recipe and used apple barrel paint in the color territorial beige to paint it. Next, I took one of these mini wooden apples from this pack that I picked up at the Dollar Tree and used Faux art paint in the color apple red to give it one good coat. I also used apple barrel paint in the color brown oxide to paint the stem. Once that was dry, I used apple barrel paint in the color territorial beige to paint drips around the top of the apple. I also used one of these white paper straws and cut a piece roughly 1.5 inches long. After I had the straw cut to size, I took some of this thin white washi tape and wrapped it around the length of the straw diagonally like a stripe on a barber's pole or a peppermint stick, cutting off the ends to be flush with the ends of the straw. Then I used Faux art paint in the color apple red to paint the washi tape with a couple good coats. Next, I took some of this caulk from the Dollar Tree and using this number 21 star tip, went around the top of the mug to add whipped topping. I only added a single layer to the front of the mug right above the drips and then went ahead and built it up a little higher on the top so that it looked a little more realistic. While the caulking was still wet, I took some cinnamon and sprinkled it on top, placed the straw off to the left, then took 2 halves of a cinnamon stick and placed them off to the right side. I also went ahead and took the mini wooden apple and placed it in the caulking on the front side of the mug. I made a simple bow out of some of this red burlap ribbon from Walmart and placed it off to the left side of the mug under the straw, again using the wet caulking to secure it in place and set it aside to fully dry overnight. Once the caulking was completely dry, I decided I wanted the front cinnamon stick to be a bit shorter, so I carefully cut it to size. This is also where I realized that there was way too much cinnamon on the whipped cream, so I took a stiff paintbrush and removed some of it, and this project is done. Now I do like how this one turned out, but if I were to do it again, I would use far less ground cinnamon on top. On to project number 4. For this project, I used this 8" by 8" wooden pallet sign from Dollar General and started by using Waverly Antique Wax to stain the sides of each plank and the back of the sign. Next, I used some matte Mod Podge and applied a generous even layer to the front of each of the planks and set it aside to fully dry. Once it was dry, I took this piece of scrapbook paper from this paper pack that I got at Michael's and placed it down on the sign where I wanted the pumpkin to be in the lower right corner and used my mini heat press to reactivate the Mod Podge and secure the paper to the planks, paying close attention along the edges of each plank to ensure the paper was fully adhered. I would recommend using a piece of parchment paper to cover the scrapbook paper so that it doesn't scorch. I just forgot to do so. After I had the paper securely attached to the sign, I flipped it over and placed it on a cutting mat and used a sharp X-Acto knife to carefully cut around the edges and in between each plank to remove the excess paper. I then took a finger sander and went around all of the edges to remove any excess paper for a clean finished look. Next, I took some more antique wax and went back around the edges to blend the paper in with the wood. I sketched out the shape of the sign onto a piece of printer paper, then traced the words Crisp Days Cozy Nights off the computer in some fonts that I liked, and then used some carbon paper to transfer it onto the front of the sign. Then, to finish up this project, I used a black fine tip marker to fill in the words, and this one is finished. Now, I'm pretty happy with the way this one turned out, but I do wish that I would have went ahead and used a fine tip paintbrush and some black acrylic paint on the words for a cleaner look. Quickly moving on to project number 5. For this project, I used one of these pumpkin decor pieces from the Dollar Tree and started by removing the bow and metal leaf from the pumpkin, then used Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster to paint the entire pumpkin front and back. Next, I used some of this decorative chicken wire from Walmart and cut it just a little bit bigger than the pumpkin. I placed it on top of the pumpkin and starting at the bottom, carefully went around the edges, bending the wire around the pumpkin, cutting off the excess chicken wire as needed so that it would fit. Once I had the chicken wire in place, I flipped the pumpkin over and cut off any of the excess wire and used the wire cutters to press the wire down a little more flat. Now this is where I would recommend putting some felt on the back if you're going to be hanging this on a wall or a door to protect them from the wire. Next, I took some of this 2-ply jute cord from Walmart and used hot glue to secure it in place and wrapped it around the stem. I then took a package of this decorative nautical rope from the Dollar Tree and used hot glue to attach it around the outside edge of the pumpkin to outline it, as well as create the inside sections of the pumpkin. Then, to finish up this project, I used hot glue to reattach the metal leaf under the stem, and this one is done. I absolutely love the way this pumpkin turned out, and to be honest, I think this is one of my most favorite fall projects to date, and it was extremely quick and easy to make. And last but not least, project number 6. For this project, I used another one of these signs from the Dollar Tree and started by removing the metal rabbit and the paper from the front of the sign. I then used Waverly chalk paint in the color hazelnut to paint the entire sign front and back with 2 good coats. Next, I cut off a piece of this burnt orange burlap from this scrap burlap that I got on sale at Walmart that was just big enough to cover the top half of the sign and used hot glue along the edges to secure it in place. I also went ahead and wrapped the excess burlap around the sides and secured it on the back with more hot glue, then trimmed up any excess at the very top. I then took one of these 5-gallon stir sticks from this pack that I got at Walmart and cut it down to 14 inches, then used Waverly antique wax to stain just the front and sides. Once that was dry, I used hot glue to attach it to the sign right on top of the bottom of the burlap to create the brim of the Scarecrow's hat. Next, I took this scrap burlap pennant that I had in my stash, as well as this orange and white fabric and this pumpkin fabric, both from the Dollar Tree, and cut out 3 patches, ranging from a larger burlap piece with the edges frayed to a small piece of the pumpkin fabric. I did choose to rip the fabric squares so that they would be distressed. Then I repeated this to create another set of patches. I used hot glue to attach one of the burlap patches to the hat off to the left side, placing the orange and white patch in the center on top before the glue solidified, and then added a dab of hot glue on top of that patch and placed the small pumpkin patch on top. I repeated these steps to add the other set of patches to the upper right side of the hat. Once I had the patches in place, I took a black fine-tipped Sharpie and went around the outside edges of the pumpkin patches and created faux stitching. Next, I traced out a cute female scarecrow face off of the computer and used some carbon paper to transfer it onto the front of the sign below the brim of the hat, and used apple barrel paints in the colors black and harvest orange along with Anita's acrylic paint in the color white to paint the face. I then took one of these child-size hula skirts from the Dollar Tree and cut it in half. Using one half of the skirt, I removed the pieces from the jute and bunched them together to create a ponytail and secured it at the top with a small rubber band. Once it was secured, I separated the raffia into 3 sections and braided it, keeping it pulled tight and the whole braid as straight as possible until I couldn't braid it anymore, then secured the end with another small rubber band and cut off the excess so that it was evenish. I then repeated this step to create another raffia braid using the other half of the hula skirt. I took some more of the orange and white fabric from the Dollar Tree and created 2 small shoestring bows and used hot glue to attach one to the ends of each of the braids to cover up the rubber bands. Then, to finish up this project, I used hot glue to attach one of the braids to the back side of the brim of the hat on the right side, holding it in place until the glue set up. I then repeated this step to attach the other braid, and this adorable little scarecrow is finished. I think she turned out absolutely adorable, and you could definitely add a hanger to the back and use her as a door hanger for the upcoming fall season. And that's it for today's fall DIYs. I hope you're feeling inspired to try a few of these cozy projects yourself. I'd love to know which one was your favorite, so drop it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more budget-friendly decor ideas, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.